Welcome to Center of Light and Soulology tonight.
Right on.
Brother TM in the house. He just got in from Georgia. Been on the road, fed him a belly full of gumbo. We're going to have some cray-cray fun tonight, y'all. Welcome out, everybody. I bet everybody, at least in my audience, thought that I was going to have a conversation with Todd over the airways, but he showed up at the door begging for some food. I couldn't turn him away.
That's right. Needed some food, man.
Let me make a couple of adjustments. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Share this everywhere. Why not? What else you got to do?
Is it silent? Wait a minute. No, they can hear.
Let's hear good.
My friend Sasha said she couldn't hear. Sound is good. Okay. Right. It should be. Right on.
There we go.
Man, you got a good TV there, man. It's a good.
I stole it. I actually bought it with my stimulus check.
Your stimulus check?
No,
I'm not in the system. I will not accept. I will not participate. No. Anyone else wants to do is cool. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, man. This is cool. We got 60, 70, 80 people in the house over here. We got another 10 over here. We're not even counting the other ones. So this is cool. It's good to be here.
Can everybody hear Todd okay? I have a little more projecting voice. Can everybody hear Todd okay? A couple of people, just one or two of you. You'd have to be everyone. Give me an exclamation point, please.
Exclamation point. Are you talking to Surrey? All right. We got good sound, good sound. The dinner was good. Yes, it was. It's good to see everybody. I've been on the road for a while. 4 days. I seen spaceships 3 days.
It's really
3 of the 4. Yeah, I saw the last one I saw was coming out of Mississippi. I took pictures of it. I have it on my phone. It's crazy looking. It was a vertical, like a vertical kind of, I don't know, like a obelisk. You know, because most of the clouds go this way. And it was very small by itself. It's very cool.
right on. I've had many of those.
What's
I'm
up?
going to bring this mic a little closer. Now we're kicking some boots. Hey,
Yeah, we're good.
make sure I'm not
they said
over-modulating this.
They said they could read lips, so I don't guess
Yeah,
that
right.
matters.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello. All right. So Todd and I just hanging out. Todd, what's been on your heart lately, bro?
What's been in my heart?
Yeah, man.
Man, I don't know. The last 3 or 4 days have been absolutely freaking amazing.
How so?
I can't even explain it. You know, like I can't. The only I can relate it to is the last time. Like Morgan and I have been together nonstop since I think May of last year. Like it's about a year, right? So we were in Hawaii and then we came over here. We got the call to come over here. We were apart 9 days in February. She went to Kansas City with a friend of ours. But right as it was leading up to that point, we both had to be alone. And I think this is not about us. This is about what's going on with people. Not necessarily saying you have to be alone, but there's some big stuff happening. So I had like Friday night, I watched myself morph in front of a mirror for about an hour. I've had like 12 incredible lucid dreams that were like, the messages were so clear I didn't have to get up and think about what did that mean. It was just picture perfect. And then talking to other people just a little bit and just what I'm picking up in the field and what I was being told and talking to Morgan, knowing what she's doing and you know, like being connected to that. What I got out of it is the availability of the, or let's just say collectively, the masculine energy and the feminine energy have done enough work and they've created this third energy, okay, and this is at all levels, you know, a couple, an individual, a couple, you know, a group, whatever. And that third energy is, well, I'll tell you what my dream was. There was these 2 snakes, and one was feminine. It was like a rose quartz, and the other one was like a black blue with these lightning bolts down it. Beautiful snakes. They were twirling around like the medical sign, you know, like going through
Oh, the caduceus, yes.
Caduceus, yeah. So there wasn't anything else there. It was just them. And the energy of them intertwining was like seriously, and I don't mean this in a sexual way at all, but it's seriously soulgasmic, seriously like Kundalini chi, like it was amazing. But the interesting thing about this lucid dream, and I had it twice, very clearly, like, do you get this message? Or this is what, I don't know what it means exactly, you know, collectively, whatever. But there was another snake, a really beautiful snake, rainbowish looking, like a rainbow colors, like a silver base with rainbow colors. And it was representing the third energy. And the third energy was basically, not in a bad way, but waiting there for the completion of this divine dance, you know?
Wow. I love that you said there's something else. I have said, and still say in my presentations, is we think, and it's convincing that we can choose from a this or that. And I say there's always something else. It's that third thing that I'm looking for.
Yeah, right on.
That's that third thing because, well, if I don't do this, then obviously this becomes a choice by default. There's always the third something. So what is it beyond the feminine and the masculine? Exactly. What is that? That's what I'm interested in.
Right. I think that's what's happening is, okay, so like years ago, Morgan got this download. I'm sure other people have written about it, but we're talking like 20 years ago, that the Earth would be going from duality to Trinity, right? Like Tesla talks about the 369, right? And so when two energies come together, you know, let's just say two or more gather, there's an energy, a consciousness that's created from the merging of the two, right? And that's what's happening now. That consciousness has become a player. Now, Morgan and I have seen this on a lot of different levels. 2 years ago, when she came over for the second time when we got married, in the first 4 or 5 days, a third energy presented itself to us. It was Sology. It was a golden tree with golden apples. It told us, I'm here. I'm a third energy basically, and here's our relationship. You guys just feed it with divine love, and other people will come and feed it with divine love. It's an energetic kind of thing, and at times it would guide us and speak to us and stuff. So that's just a one copy of what's happening collectively, and in like a flower of life type of formation, it's happening all over the place. Let's see. Yeah. So she's on right now. She said that
Hi, Morgan.
the merging of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, we're talking energy here, okay, creates the golden child. And if you remember, I think it was in March or April, Morgan, several other ladies I saw out there talked about the conception of the golden child would be born in December around the solstice. Like to take us out of this year, like to put the exclamation point on this year. How's your year been? Has it been pretty crazy?
I love it.
Has it been
Crazy? I mean, I think crazy is a staple word, if we can use that word correctly and in balance. The world right now is crazy. Not projecting outside, but just the world. Your world is crazy right now. It's all topsy-turvy. And so I think that answer would apply to everybody. I'm loving it. I'm loving this new thing. Whatever this thing is, I don't have to call it a something, but it is a thing. And whatever that thing is, I'm just loving being in this space with my son, hanging out with you, producing, playing around, creating, doing all these wonderful things. I have the opportunity because of this stillness, this unconscious force stillness, which we should find our consciousness and our force. I just got some new recording gear. I'm looking to record a solo album.
Yeah, man. I can't, because now we're only going to be 4 hours apart. Now I come in here and you got like this big screen TV. You got the camera with the tripod. You got something going on here that I really would. Are you using broadcast software?
I'm using broadcast. It's called XSplit.
Oh,
it's really easy.
Yeah, I used to use XSplit.
Love it.
Yeah, then I had some problems with it, but we'll have to talk about this. So that's the other thing that I see too is that that's how you can't even talk about or describe this. I spent some time with a friend last night, Stephen Savage. We're going to start doing some collaborations. He came down to St. Pete Beach on a whim off a YouTube video, and we met. And this is what's happening. There's all this alignment happening, and I guess what I'm trying to say per our conversation last night. You can't even explain it. It's coming so fast.
And trying to explain it begins to sully or desecrate that which shouldn't really be trying to explain.
Yeah, you can't.
It belongs to you or me or whoever.
You can't explain.
Everything for me is like everyone else. Come to a place of introspection, looking inside and finding out what that is in there, that 0 point, that in that nothing is everything that means anything at all.
Right on.
And so I'm digging that. My son is reflecting to me a lot of wonderful things, both in the form of a high vibration and that which I need to cleanse. Because my level of patience sometimes, I'm a dad.
So he's a great mirror for you.
Oh, he's a beautiful teacher.
He's 15 years old. I just met him. This kid's got like shoulder-length hair, and he looks like the Messiah. He does.
He came to me in a dream before he was born and said, I want my name to be Eden Sky.
Eden Sky.
Yeah. And so that's his name.
So he came to you when he was in the womb, or?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Right.
cool. I've heard that about women, that actually, carried the baby. I've heard a lot of that in the last year or so. But I never heard, the talking to the father. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I've been doing it for the last 5 years. I'm a musician by profession, for those who don't know. I worked, bro. I was doing 5, 6, 7 gigs a week. Every night I was somewhere. Hey, Keith, where you playing tonight? People were coming out. That kind of trip and ride, and it was fun. And it just all went bye-bye. And I was like, wow. So it gave me the perfect opportunity to learn how to jump off the cliff and let go of what we call sanity, reality.
Yeah,
that which we think is important, to find out something else.
That was your training camp.
Yeah, right.
20, 30, 40-year training camp. Right? Oh my God, these camera angles are freaking me out. I keep looking up there. I keep looking up there. I'm looking over here. I literally just got out of the car, got out of the RV, wolfed down a bowl of gumbo, and we're in here. I thought we had like another 15 or 20 minutes. I would have went and put my makeup on.
So you're having some pretty active dream stuff. You always probably have for many years, but now you're finding it increasing.
I don't think I've had like lucid dreams that I don't ever thought about it, but that were, let's say, above average, below average in terms of frequency or clarity. But I'm telling you, it's been a build-up through the whole month. But in particular, these last, I'd say about 6 or 7 days, the lucid dreams have gotten clearer and clearer and clearer, and then they've gotten more frequent. Like I had like last night I had 2 nights ago I had like 5, and I was in that state between like delta, like totally out, and you know what I mean, the one like when you're waking up and you're in and out. I was in that state the whole night, and my energy level has just been crazy. I don't know what to do about it.
That state is so, it can be strange, but when you get used to it and you get some maneuverability about you, even if that maneuverability is simply to become aware, okay, I know what this place is. Like you said, then you can become a navigator, the flight of the navigator. Then you can start playing around with the movie a little bit, and then it starts to feel so familiar. It's like, well, I remember this place. In fact, then your abilities exponentially grow because you realize where you came from. We go back to consciousness. It's a way to connect. Lucid dreaming and become aware of oneself in such a state is, some people are awake when their eyes are closed, and for most of the world, even though their eyes are open, they're still sleeping.
Yeah, that's awake.
So that hypnagogic state kind of thing. And I think that's where we are, Todd. I think we're in this hypnagogic kind of hiccup, the matrix kind of.
I think we're in a place where it's basically, however it's explained, and maybe it's like how we open the show. Maybe that third energy, okay, and all its multiplicity and all its and across the spectrum is we're past the tipping point. Like the things that worked against us and resisted our natural nature have become the minority, and it's fading fast, and we can see it by what's going on. Where I'm getting the most for myself, and I love doing what you do. I love talking to people because it's in their stories, it's in their experiences. So like you got a 15-year-old kid, beautiful kid in this house living with you, going through this transition. He's got hair down at his shoulders. I walk in the door, he just comes out of the room, he doesn't say a thing, he just looks at me and he just smiles for like 3 minutes. That's all he did. We just looked at me and smiled. And that's closer to the new, or let's say the natural language, right? So where I find, like, I don't know, like, great opportunities to evaluate or even look at myself is like you living with this 15-year-old who on one hand is elevating you with that smile or standing there saying nothing for 3 minutes, and on the other hand tries your patience. But you're taking it into yourself, and you're not projecting. And I think that's another thing people are starting to do more and more and more, because that energy is in the majority now. We're not pointing the finger as much.
It's bringing people back to home, back to center, back to base, crossing that bridge to the soul. When you get to the threshold, you still got a step, but once you cross the 51%, once you cross the threshold, we're all crossing the threshold. That's the thing. We're all going back to the soul. Now, as I always say, Todd, is my aim is to always be that, for those on this camera, that.
What is that?
It's a crystal ball.
Oh, yeah?
It represents the clear mind. Doesn't represent sorcery and that knuckleheaded nonsense. It's what we all want to become is that. That's what we want to be, clear of mind, so that when the light of God projects through all of us, which it's doing right now, and there's nothing in the way, what we know as reality simply just changes. So this, for me, has been a large part of my teaching experience for quite a while. So what we're all really wanting is that. And in that nothing, that particle of God, God is omnipresent. And in that particle of nothing, because it's clear, there's nothing in there, is pure potential.
Right on.
That's it. There's nothing else you want but that. Good thoughts. It's a joy to play with, man.
I know, man. I was just wondering. I think I lost one of mine. I was wondering if this was it. Do we have 2 etheric balls? I'm just messing with you.
I'll send you one. How's that?
No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah. We should bring your kid on. You ever had your kid on?
I've interviewed him once.
How did that
Sometimes
go?
he will sit, and I'll say, "Son, what's your thoughts about it?" And he'll go way out of a place that I'd never think to go.
Yeah.
And I invite it, and it's the way he is, and it's a beautiful dimension. But it's not his gig. It's simply just not his gig, and I give him every opportunity.
Yeah.
Years ago, he wanted to be a gamer. I said, "Bro,
Yeah.
if you want it, if you're serious, I'll buy you every piece of equipment you need." And that faded. And then I tried to. But he's a researcher. He takes in knowledge like a sponge. I mean, he is a YouTuber, not a gamer YouTuber. Not that that's any good, right, wrong. It's just he likes information. And you walk up to him, ask him right now, where does whatever species of this lives, and he'll probably be able to tell you.
Right on. Does he ever talk about like ETs or Star Family or angels or paranormal or just like secret things like that? Does that ever come up?
When he talks to me, he comes from that kind of space. But he's more analytical minded, I guess. Mm-hmm. Science kind of thing. He doesn't have doubts about things. It's just that I am so much. When you don't have to be around this, that I do so much, and it is me, and it oozes everything that I do. I think he just likes being the polar opposite, just for balance. Yeah. One, he could be doing it deliberately. Two, Spirit can be doing it through him.
Yeah.
Both being true.
Yeah.
Whatever reasons, that's who he is to me. But I play to his level of intelligence as far as humor is uncanny. And I say when someone is truly humorous, that thing that they're so connected to that makes us guffaw. When someone tells us a joke and we get it, I get it. That's enlightenment, right? Mm-hmm. I got this thing. Yeah. His level of throwing a fishing lure at you in the form of a riddle, and I go, wow, did you actually just do that? This is what I'm thinking to myself. He definitely understands the extraterrestrial experience. He and I have had talks about the unified quantum mechanical field and God, if that's a word we want to use to describe the same thing. And so I work with him to compare certain models of how, don't you see how this is the unified field? And he says, absolutely I do. Yeah. And so that's pretty much Yeah, he's somewhat a little different than me as far as I have no doubt he's a star child. That's for sure.
Well, they all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just like, I don't. I think they explain it without having to explain it. I guess they just explain it by walking in the room for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, and I was
smiling
gonna say.
with your arms out and making funny noises, and it works. It's that's what it is. We're like a collection of frequencies. You might call it a vibration or an energy field, and they just, I don't know, man. Especially with this COVID thing, this is like the greatest thing that could have ever happened. And
I absolutely agree with that.
It is.
I absolutely agree with that.
But for the kids, it's even greater, which is greater for us because their frequency is so pure. It's going to skyrocket because of this, because they've had more time alone, they've had more time to think, they've been pulled out of that institutional system, and the way this energy is working this year, you don't have to, something doesn't have to sit there and marinate in the earth realm for a year to get a, you know what I mean? Now it's happening in a month or a week or even a day. It's just moving so fast, which is why we can't explain what the hell's going on.
Yeah, right. We can't get our fingers or our metaphorical fingers in it enough to actually grasp it, to taste it, to smell it, to play with it a little bit, to understand what it is. And the fire's going to get hotter. The energy's just going to exponentiate. It's going to get wide. So it's not doom and gloom, but loom, as in the form of a looming, a creation, a weaving of a tapestry, and something's going to bloom. Now, as we cross that threshold that I was talking about a minute ago, we are so loved, we get everything we want already. That's already true. Everything you want, conscious or unconscious, you get. But now, the window, the time is depleting. And now that time is depleting, it is an absolute certain fact, and shorter increments that, conscious or not, what we are choosing as we cross that threshold into the garden. And you're either going to be in your divine king or queendom, or you're going to find yourself in purgatory or limbo for a little while. You still can get out, but what's happening on the outside is a fishing lure. It has a potential to pull you very into that current, and there's no turning back. So I suggest that you write to yourself, plant yourself, balance yourself, love yourself, be still, always return here. This is where it is. Inward is upward, upward is forward, twoward somewhere. Inward is upward, upward is forward, and twoward. That's the gig. No matter what talk, walk, creed, code, or sect that we come from, that is the applicable common denominator. When you think,
man, that was like a long roll there, man. It was like 8 or 10 different streams. The first part of it I thought was kind of trippy. So, yes, and it was very good, and thank you. But the very first part of it, I think there's a provocative aspect to it, which is, however we're talking about it, metaphorically or whatever text or philosophy or whatever that we refer to or base it on, is the whole heaven and hell thing, is the whole separation, right?
right.
I mean, I don't know. Look, I look at these two microphones. We have the same two microphones, okay? And here's what I'm saying. All right? Here's what I'm saying. One is heaven and one is hell. And the fact is they're one and the same, right?
Literally.
Okay, so, I don't know. There might be a little bit of separation on the way to the total unification of the entire 8 billion, or whatever you want to call it, where everybody's, say, on New Earth, or whatever you want to call it. But, this is the exception to me that in the universe, the polarity that we've come here to play with and learn from in this realm. I mean, we've looked at it as, and rightfully so, we've looked at it as such a pain in the ass. Separation, war, the sexes, I mean, all the countries, borders, bullshit, all of that stuff, right? And it's actually the most beautiful divine orchestration, idea, mission, experiment, whatever you want to call it, that is, in my opinion, I know I'm biased, but I think we're in for a hell of a ride this year.
Hell of a ride going, yeah. I love it.
I got to say hi to my girlfriend, Nixie. Hey, Nixie.
Hi, Nixie. I love it, man. It's like, you know, I do this all the time because it's fun.
Access granted.
Everybody has access. No one is exempt.
Go where no man has gone before.
And so I think everybody has an opportunity right now.
Did you eat some Lucy, man?
Some what?
Did you eat some Lucy?
Some Lucy?
Some LSD.
I was. But I think everybody's has an opportunity. In fact, this is sort of like the opportunity to have a spiritual shortcut desk icon. We can skip a whole bunch of stuff that we have not karmically, not really, but it makes the point that we have an opportunity to use the power of what's happening as a springboard into a greater possibility. Things are just opening up. Things are changing. People are falling fast. People are rising quick.
Right on. Yeah. But can we shortcut anything? I think we can speed things up.
Yeah.
But I don't think this universe is going to let us shortcut anything.
No.
I think we all tried that.
Yeah.
You know, we've all tried that.
Shortcut meaning we get an opportunity to see quicker. In other words, I'm looking for something and there it is versus I have to gather pieces to learn the code to put all this stuff together so I can finally get it. Shortcut meaning things are now becoming so blatant in our face. There's no way you can and or deny it. You cannot ignore it and or deny it.
No. All right, man.
Hello, everybody in Soulology. I'm Keith Anthony Blanchard.
We forgot to introduce him.
Everybody in my audience, this is Todd Medina. Soulology One Studios.
111 people in the house on the Soulology side.
Yeah,
man.
dig it.
But that's a lot of platforms. But
Dig it.
that's cool. And the reason I said that because it's 111. You know, it's just I had so many synchronicities over the last 4 days driving, but today was like ridiculous. I mean, it was just it was like one every 20 minutes. And it was on road signs, it was on the phone time, it was on the minute of the video I was listening to, it was everywhere. It was on the gas receipt, it was on everywhere. 44, 55, 55, 11, 33, 333, 111, 12. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy.
So I love that you're bringing it up because that's something I'll talk about often. Is there's another language, and it's definitely not English. When you start finding those little things, don't doubt, even if it seems like you're just trying to force a coincidence or an alignment to happen. That's okay. That's part of it. Because it's all true. It's all happening. Because if it wasn't as a possibility, you never would have come to the conclusion, well, let me try to force this. Everything is always happening. So when you start to understand as you read text versus just using the mind to read text, that's a very powerful tool. And it's integral for part of the dance. But there's another language happening in the empty space. Music without empty space is one long drone. So the empty space is equally, if not more powerful than the actual notes. Same with Japanese perception. People of the Orient, if you look at the Americans look at a painting on a wall, they look for the foreground. The stuff. That what sticks out.
The surface.
Yeah. And the Orientals look for the background. The stuff that is the basis for all. So when I started realizing that there's a language, a higher consciousness, something always beckoning our attention, always ready to pour everything it is inside of us. But the only thing in the way is our unawareness of that it exists. Like I say all the time, you can never find God until you find yourself because you have to go through what you know as you to get there.
Yeah, you have to find out who you have to. Yeah, you have to find out who you are by realizing who you're not.
Correct.
And then you end up with nothing. That's God, right? Nothing.
So through all this roller coaster, bro, everything seems to be consistent in the form of a peaceful interval, or do you find yourself getting triggered about some of this and some of that, or you pretty smoothed out?
No. Hell to the F no. You know? Hell to the F no. No, I mean, you know what? I'm not really, if I compare myself to, and I'm sure everybody's just the same, but if I compare myself to 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'm not getting triggered. But when I do get something, it's very intense. I need to be alone, and it's a huge elevation that usually involves purging. Now, what I will say too is that over the last, say, I'd say since February, okay? January, February, that when something's coming on, I can kind of feel it coming, and before I didn't have the confidence to know what it was, and now I think I do. Like the next time it hits, I'm just gonna, go check out for 3 or 4 days and go deal with it.
I had a moment, a month and a and a half. I woke up and I felt real giddy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the good kind of giddy. It was just, it wasn't anxiety. There was an energy, just zzz, and there's a 5G cell tower, literally 500 feet behind my house. I'm not going to blame it on the tower. That tower is helping me broadcast and do what I love. So that tower is not going to affect me. I'm using the lightning versus the lightning striking and using me. But I felt for at least one moment, at least that morning when I woke up, that this was the cause of it. I was not in sync with or higher than the energy that this thing emits. I just felt dirty. I felt like I wanted to just scratch my skin off. It was not fun. I had a hypnagogic state, sleep paralysis kind of dreaming, but I knew I was in it. But there was some energy there, and there was this little creature there, a little gremlin type, mess with your head, little being there. And like you said earlier, I was in and out of sleep, and every time I would dip in, I'd immediately go back into the same space. So when I woke up, I had that kind of feeling looming over me all day, but I've been pretty smooth, other than an occasional impatience here or there.
Yeah.
But I'm not having any major occurrences.
No, I think
Yeah.
that, well, you know what I think the difference is, okay, is now, well, like what we're referring to, I know what I'm referring to now that I've heard you say what you're saying and I'm reflecting on things. They're not triggers. They're actually, and I'm talking about on a wider scale. Like it's the individual interactions, let's just say between two people, like on the net, somebody says something or whatever the case is. They're less personal, okay?
Sure.
They're less personal. And the things that I'm referring to that are coming in, they're like coming in with a big sign going, we're coming in, you're fixing to take a blast.
Right.
It's like it's a knowing that this is an elevation coming. There's no question about it. I feel like, and maybe some people can relate to this, that I'm trying to understand it. Because it's totally different. It's a totally different language, but I know it's going to be an elevation. But I'm also preparing for the pain because it's been standard.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing now, like if I even look at the last week, it's been multiple elevations. Serious.
I like that tone a lot better because the word trigger, it is an accurate word, but we, what next? We want something greater, so we got to take the initiative to go a little better. So, because the energy on the word trigger, I think it's erroneous. I totally agree with that, bro. It's erroneous. It's not deserving enough.
No, I still think. Look, I got triggered right before I left. Right before Morgan went to the airport. I took her to the airport. I got triggered, and that's a great example. That was a trigger. I got triggered. The thing about a trigger, it doesn't matter your fault, my fault, nobody's fault, the energy's fault. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about the fact you got triggered. I got triggered hard. I went into the RV. I went through, I guess what you would call forgiveness, about, integrating and just getting back to where, hey, you effed up, right? And pull your energy back in, ground your energy, anchor it, get back to where you were. And I'm of the opinion, if I do that, I don't have to say anything to anybody. My vibration is going to be like a lighthouse, like a cosmic lighthouse. I don't need to go out and preach. I don't need to do a song. I don't need to go do this, do that. if I can do that and sustain that, I think that's the greatest contribution I can make. And my opinion is, I think that's the greatest contribution any of us can make. I heard this. I was listening to a lot of videos driving, right? And I was listening to this Alan Watts.
Oh my God, I love him, bro.
I was listening to it was incredible. The things I was shown or introduced to or got to hear. But anyway, so what he was talking about the discipline of Zen, the lifestyle of Zen, right? And he was talking about like in a monastic environment and what the monks do, what the teachers do, what the shamans do to provoke and make the student think, before they can go out into the world to represent this energy that is their lifestyle, right? Their connection with God, whatever. So they talked about it, and as I was listening to it, the teacher, the shaman, is the universe, and you're being prodded and triggered, and you're questioning yourself, and you go through all this stuff, right? And then like in the story, he talked about and then at some point they go out into the world to be this mirror, to be this channel or this conduit for unity consciousness, basically. Now, what he said was what this is, you really can't describe. But one thing that it is it's the frequency or the presence of spontaneity being sustained for indefinite periods of time, and I don't mean so much indefinite as like some like short. I mean, this is the bandwidth that you stretch back and forth, and the spontaneity part of it to sustain that for extended periods of time was I thought it was incredible. I thought it was gold, because when you think of spontaneity, you think, oh, boom, I did this. But what if you keep going with spontaneity back and forth, like say you get your guitar out and you just start playing a melody, and I just start doing some conscious rap, and we just go with it. And that's I'm open to anything.
All right, we'll get there.
But you know what I mean.
I was ready to go.
You know what I mean, like where you just go back and forth and think about it. That's what these talk shows, and I don't even want to call them talk shows, like Soul Speaks 5D, like what you do, like so many people do. It's a spontaneous conversation. There is no thinking. There is no, hey, I'm not listening to what they're saying because I'm thinking about what I'm going to say so I can look cool. It ain't like that, It's just a spontaneous back and forth. Sometimes you throw the other off, so the other will come back with something. It's magic. It's our natural nature.
I playing with musicians, being fortunate to play with the level of players that I do. We never rehearse. We just been playing so long. We know a huge library of songs. What are we doing now? Let's do Joe Cocker's "Goodbye with a Little Help, My Friends," and everybody just starts singing like everybody's freaking a singing god, right? And so you have all these vocals and all these talented players, but after about 3, 4, maybe 5 songs, so the band can get into their groove, depending on who's the lineup and where the facility is, and just the energy. There's something else that begins to happen, and never would you dare to try to create or come up or play. You don't want to play your instrument. You let your instrument play you. You just become in that quiet spot of just letting that. See, this is how I describe what you were just talking about.
Yes.
That spontaneity of being the spontaneity. I call it being conscious of the river, being conscious of the conscious river. That river is always moving, and everyone is always in it. For those who buck the current, rapids happen emotionally in their life. For those who ride the current, merrily down the stream. There's nothing we want upstream. Nothing. Upstream is like salmon going upstream, and there's bears up there to eat them. There's nothing up there. It's just stress, strain, struggle, effort. There's nothing there. And so when we truly let go and let that spontaneity, as it plays its intervals out, or its frequency, not only in the form of vibration, but its frequency as in how frequent it happens, its frequency.
Yes.
That is the energy that sustains everything. It is everything. You really don't have free will. You have free will to get into the river consciously or not. That's the only choice you really have. I mean, there's variables of that choice. But
Every time you start talking, I get like 4 things going in my head, like there's 4 different streams.
Right.
So no, that was great.
Thank you.
This is it.
Yeah.
The spontaneity.
So what is this
Now
third
I
thing?
got to go find the thread. Now there was 4 of them, but there was 2 main ones. So one of now you were talking about the damn. Okay, hang on a second.
The band?
No. I got it. And I don't even know how this was related to what you're saying, but I know it's related in some way. Okay, so we spent so much time separating ourselves from ourselves. I don't want to be that label. I'm ashamed of being that label. I'm ashamed of now this is old school. This is the old stuff. But so in other words, what started out as what we didn't want to identify with. Oh, I can't be this because I'm a divine essence. I'm whatever, right? We didn't believe it, obviously. But so then we realize we wake up. We have a mission, right? And we live in a universe where what you put out, you get. So there's a prize too. So we've come full circle to understand that the human is the mission and the prize. The human is the hero. And do I get triggered? Yes. And you know what? I fucking love it. You know why? Because it means I'm going to have more gold. The day I think I'm not going to get triggered anymore, the day I think I got it all figured out, it's over.
you begin to invite them.
Stick a fork in my ass, it's done.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, this is what I was saying at the beginning. The polarity is the biggest gift, and we helped design it. We all chose to come here. It's when we can function, and pain is no longer, what we call pain is no longer pain. We will look at it in a totally different way because we will understand it for what it is. And
Right.
we will no longer be pain. There will no longer be suffering. Somebody physically transitions, we'll have a celebration. We won't have a funeral because we know from a higher level, which is what we are, what it really is. So somebody almost ran me off the road today, okay? And immediately, and that's kind of scary in a 26-foot RV. It was a big vehicle. And I went off into the shoulder a little bit and I fishtailed just for a second. And I got back and I was like, and I didn't go into, and I'm not saying I'm Jesus or anything.
But you are.
But I said to myself, what was that all about? Like, to me, not to them.
Yeah.
Like, do you need to be more careful? What were you doing? Is there some kind of metaphor here that you're missing something? Or because if you notice, that especially now in this energy in 2020, whatever we're unconscious of is going to keep coming back. It's going to get louder and louder and louder. And so I thought about that. And I just think that our experience going forward is going to be less painful, less suffering, but nothing necessarily is going to change so drastically that we're all walking on water. I think the human experience is going to become a huge value that we're going to see in a different light. And if you listen to a lot of people that come on these talk shows, I don't know if you've had any that have said this to you, but 2,000 shows we've done this month. And a lot of channelers or people that connect to galactics or angelics or whatever it is have said that, and many of them have said this, there are billions of souls lined up to come to the earth.
Yes.
For the opportunity.
That's correct. I say that all the time, yes.
So why the hell would they do that? So we're the ones that are here that actually get to experience the transition of, the merging.
We're the rock star.
The merging of the heaven and the hell.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, I get triggered.
There's 4 levels, I think, to our not getting there. Because you're on an infinite journey to nowhere. You're going really nowhere because the place you're trying to get to is actually where you are. But there are 4 levels of not being able to get there. Pain, the belief that pain leads to suffering, suffering leads to death, and death is the end. So we got these 4 veils that we don't really know how far we have been imprinted with these ideas. I remember having a kidney stone in 1998. Boy, and it, like you were talking about, pain leading to a new idea. Versus, oh my God, this is painful, to, oh my God, this is just intense raw energy. I can use this stuff. And so I had a kidney stone. And I remember, man, at that time in my life, oh God, and it felt like it too. And I went into like an 11-hour bout the day before. So this second phase started. And this is when I was getting my conscious groove on. And I went inside when this pain, and I found myself in it. I made myself aware of the core of that energy. And I let myself feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't resist. I said, what are you basically? And I realized my pain makes me believe there's a deeper level of suffering. My fear of a death, not necessarily lights going out, just the fear of I don't know what that's all about because I ain't there. Is it possible that, I'm not going to see my loved ones again, meaning the end, or any form of end for anybody? And when I started to move through those layers, Todd, I started to connect consciously to something which has always been there. What is that saying, when you realize who walks by your side, you will never be afraid again? When I started to realize what was always walking by my side, that moved me through those layers that you were talking about of pain. We will see it. Seeing is not only with the eyes. Seeing can be with the ears. It's a way of seeing, taking in stuff. It will completely invert itself. It will completely shift.
Yeah. I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think we're the shifters. We're the transformers. We're the shifters. Somebody said something about a trigger. They said something about we're getting more of Laura said we're getting more of the bigger picture with every trigger, and I can't see even with these glasses on.
Yes,
I was thinking we get bigger with every trigger. I don't think trigger's a bad word. You know what scares me? And I've not had too many, but I've had people, and you say, how do you get triggered? And they'll be like, no. I'm like, cool as a cucumber all the time. I find that hard to believe. You know what I mean? There has to be, every one of us still has shadow. Every single one of us. And this is the gift. It's not a burden. Burdens are blessings. Blessings are burdens.
I'm sure you think like me that you're not really wanting to smash the ego. That is just so cliche to me. And
why would we smash the ego?
That's kind of the spiritual pseudo.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When I came out 9 years ago, 9 years ago in 2 days. That just happened. But anyway, I used to talk about the ego, but the thing is, I also wrote 8 or 9 years ago, pain is my friend and suffering is my teacher. That was a phase. That was a period. We've all gone through this. But the ego, this was the biggest, whether it was an AI implant, whatever it was, whatever the program was, it was the best gift.
I agree.
We wouldn't have had.
I get to be me for a while.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had
this me.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
I can be this guy for a little while. I have fun. I do this. I do that.
You're only going to be Keith Blanchard one time.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, you know what? 5 incarnations down, when you're in planet XXX792, and you've got 6 arms and 14 legs, and you're pink with a purple head, and you're in some type of challenging realm or experience, you're going to reach up and you're going to pull Keith Anthony Blanchard and Center of Light, because it's in your thread, it's in your soul lineage, and you're going to pull from these experiences and the transformation energies that you created in the moment spontaneously in this life. We are the Archangel Michaels, we are the Yeshuas, we are the Mary Magdalenes and the Yeman Jahs. This is who we are, but we're in the living flesh. This consciousness will continue. This is part of us, and I think this is going to be.
And that's why there are every creature in the universe, being in the universe, that the gaze is on the earth. The gaze is all about the earth. The gaze is all on the earth. Because like you said, there are infinite souls waiting for human birth. But it is only through human birth that the divine can anchor into a physical experience. So we are basically heaven on earth. If we look at the metaphor, be it the true story or not, but the metaphor in and of Jesus being on a cross. Mm-hmm. So we have 2 planes. We have the heaven plane coming down, and we have the earth plane going across. And so he's nailed on the cross right here. So look where these 2 planes intersect. They intersect right here in the heart. So without ever speaking a word, The crucifixion is saying it's here. That's where the heaven meets the earth.
Yeah,
It's the heart. It's the stargate.
Yeah.
It's the portal back to the cosmic womb.
Yeah, absolutely. And cosmic womb, I like that term.
I love it.
Because and I know I don't want to get, because every time I say this, like people send me messages or make comments, but you know what? When I say if God has a gender, God is a woman.
I get it.
Period.
I get it.
And people write me and they'll be like, God
Write me.
doesn't have a gender. Well, I didn't say God. I said if God has had a gender, it's a woman. Womb. And I think that's where you have to get to nothing to be everything, right? I mean, this is all okay. So where else are you going to get to nothing? And we've all been there, I guarantee it, in a lucid dream or in our dark nights of the soul, where it's total darkness. You're in the Bible doesn't say let there be darkness. It says let there be light. Why would it say let there be light if there was light already? Right? So what I'm trying to say is that when we get in that space, and we've all been there to different degrees, and all of our experiences are the same relative to our life experience, and we're in that darkness, that's creation. That's creation, right? Because in that darkness, we're not going to be allowed to use some method that we brought in the door with us, because we gave it all up and we're nothing, remember?
Correct.
But what we can do is create our way out. And I think our creativity, spontaneity, and intuitiveness is going to go, imagination, power is going to go through the roof. I think a lot of it's going to happen this year in the energetics. I think we're starting to see it in the physical field. And the more people that see it, because what do human beings want? They want proof. They want evidence. But when you start seeing people walking around with a golden aura, or divine unions walking around with, whatever aura, what I mean, people are reading energy and it's taking on a physicality now. And that is also in terms of the life they're living. How much abundance do we have? People are starting to gain abundance in this world without having to bust their ass 9-10 hours a day, but by actually doing what they love doing and having faith that they're going to be taken care of. Not like, oh, please take care of me, let me hit my knees every night, but actually to say, you know what, I've tried everything else, I just want to do this now. I want to do broadcasting with you, and make music, and with all my heart, with all our unity and whatever, and put it out and move on. And when we put that out, we're going to get back what we put out tenfold.
Totally.
But everything we've been doing in this codependent frequency that we came out of, which we don't even need to talk about anymore. We don't even talk about all that stuff that we went through. But that everything that we did back then, we were not happy. We had an agenda that doesn't fly with unity consciousness. So this is what's happening. And it's freaking exciting.
It's like for those who are awake or waking up, those who are a little more advanced, that we're realizing that I say all the time, it's true the light lives in us. That's true. But that's part of the old paradigm. When we realize the light does not live in us, we are the light. Because if we were not radiated light, no one could see us and we'd be invisible. So we are light projecting itself, literally manifesting itself as an anchor onto this plateau. So that is another level of integration versus it lives in me. That still somewhat creates a separation, an idea of separation. There's me, then there's the it that lives in me. And I think because of this great blessing that you said, COVID-19, that people are being forced to remember that I don't have any money right now, and somehow I don't have to like it, but I'm okay with it because it's not like you're not getting off your lazy ass and not going to find a job. There's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, you gracefully fall off the cliff. Actually, you gracefully dive off the cliff versus stumble and fall and smash yourself on the rocks. Because when we realize this be still and no kind of blessing that's being draped, this divine garment being draped on everyone. When you truly see the garment or want to touch the garment via humility, your passion to want it, I really mean this, my sincerity, And my vulnerability, I want to open myself up. Passion is roll up your sleeves and get your fingernails dirty like working on a car. Sincerity is, I'm serious about this. I really mean it. And humility is reverence and being humbled and respectful and understanding and being grateful to that. Vulnerability says I'm about to peel myself open because I have to just remove this from me. Because if I knew it, I wouldn't find myself in this humble posture to say, I just want to be there. Wherever the there is, that's where I want to be. Yeah. So this is what I've been learning probably for the last 6 years of my life. Really integrating that. I always knew that in form of a concept like many people. But for me, I'm actually moving into that space. Telling me, I'm going to take me a break. Everybody over here.
You take a break?
No, you don't have to. I'm just going to go use the little boy's room.
Okay. Well,
you do your thing. I'm going to
take
back.
turns taking breaks.
I'm having a blast with this man. Everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchard, you're hanging out with Todd Bedina of Soulology.
Okay, I'm trying to look at both cameras. There's like 3 cameras.
Right? Look on Facebook at Soulology. Soul-O-G-Y. Soulology. Soulology, there's like 3 or 4 sites. Soulology and Soulology One Studios. Also, look up my bro on YouTube. Is it Soulology or Soulology One?
Soulology One Studios on YouTube.
I'll be right back. For my audience,
everybody loves your pants, man. They really like.
Everybody has their favorite pants they've been wearing since lock-in.
See, this is pants.
I don't call it lockdown. I call it lock it in. You ain't getting locked up.
I call it luck down. It's a luck down.
I'm gonna play
it's a good luck down.
Let's see, Lavender Soul.
So yeah, what's happening, everybody? I know what Morgan Lee's doing. I'd like to.
She turned to me and told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. I lay surprised at the simpleness of her soul. Wasting away in a sea of uncertainty. She had stayed with me for days. I needed love in so many different ways. And as I watched, she floated through the room. And as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me. Never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Center of Light and Soulology One Studios. My bro Todd Medina, he just vanished. He just disappeared. No, he stepped out for a bit. He wants to go get a gift. Bless his heart. That he got from me and my son, some food. There could be no better gift. I'm checking a few things. Todd, Todd's back. Y'all be quiet.
What? Yeah, man, let's go about another 25.
As you wish, my bro.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hit the road, man.
So you are going to go back.
I'm going to go till... I might go all the way back. My wife's in the bathtub. Because she'll look like a prune if she stays in the bathtub.
Yeah, right? Right.
Yeah. I was actually going to go back tomorrow, but I got to plug in, so I might either stop at an RV.
I dig it, bro. I actually honor that.
Stop at a rest area or a RV park. Right on. So what's happening, everybody?
I'll just introduce myself, how they can stomp on my work, and
Right
telling
on.
my friends how to find you and what you do, and
Right on.
how fortunate we are not only to be hanging out, but
You want to?
just to be two people, just to be on this rock.
Do you want to do something crazy? You have a guitar?
I do.
Let's just try something.
Yeah, man. Let me get my hernded.
I know you've been broadcasting a long time. We both have. I've shown my ass quite a few times, so I don't mind trying again.
Where's my guitar? That's my
Yeah, let's
bass.
do something.
Where is my acoustic? Where's my acoustic?
I have an acoustic in the car.
There she is. Yep, I got it.
I'm going to start playing it
She rah.
one of these days. Yeah, a friend of mine just gave me a guitar 3 or 4 months ago. I hadn't played in 8 years. Yeah, so we're going to try something different. Yeah. Aaron Pearson. Aaron Pearson. Does everybody know who Aaron Pearson is? He's my brother.
He's not heavy.
In Arkansas.
He's my brother.
Yeah. A good old boy in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole crew coming together. All right. What you got, man?
A cheap guitar
you
that
play-
had souped up.
You play like bass. Don't you play bass too?
When I do solo work, I play acoustic and sing, and when I do rock band work, I play bass and sing.
You play bass and sing. Cool. So you're a singer. Do you sing any blues?
You know what? Living in the birth of rock and roll, the home of rock and roll, and the birth of the blues, I can hear 1 or 2 blues songs, 3 at most, and I don't want to hear anymore.
You don't want to hear? I just was curious.
Yeah.
I was
totally-
curious because you're
It's-
so close to Bill Street.
I am not a blues guy. I respect it and leave it to those who that's natural for.
Right.
I'm a progressive rock, hard rocker kind of guy.
You like
but,
Tool?
But no, that's a little bit after my time.
Okay.
But when it comes to my acoustic stuff, I am a 70s fanatic.
Like
Name it.
Polka. Like Little River Band.
Absolutely. That's all my fave. I can play some polka. It's been years.
Oh,
Possibly.
I don't even know what songs they did. Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road.
Tonight I'm gonna break away.
No, that's. We'll do something a little more progressive.
Sure, my brother.
I'm kidding. Eagles is good.
I got some Eagles.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, whatever you want to do, just do it.
All right.
I probably won't contribute other than to encourage. That's probably it. Little River Band. I didn't know they were Australian.
I've been singing so long, I have to sing it comes down to feeling friends, it never ends. Cut it short. Take another shot of courage, wondering why the right words never come. You just get numb. It's another tequila sunrise. This old world still looks the same. Not anymore, does it? Another frame.
That's very good, man.
Sing me a song, brother.
I
Want some
can't.
Eagles?
Huh? No, I can't sing a song. Let me see it for a second.
Play it.
Let me just see. I haven't played in 8 years.
How about I play a groove and you lay down some spontaneity?
Wait. Let me see. Let me just try something. No, it's just been too long, man.
But you did play guitar at one time. It's obvious to me that you did.
Yeah, I did play.
Right.
I played for like 5 years. It saved my life.
Right? Shh, that would take you no time to get back on that bicycle, bro. Dig it, dude. Do you still do spontaneous freestyle? Do you still do spontaneous freestyle vocals?
Yeah, I can maybe try something. You know,
You
I
want
mean,
some-
I have, you know.
Give me a flavor. You want something sweet? You want something flowy? Something ambient? Or something moving?
You have any whiskey? I'm not just kidding. To warm my throat.
I tell you what, I'll warm my throat.
What are you gonna warm your throat?
I'm going to be human.
Hey, be human.
I'm going to be human. Hello, everybody. Hanging out with my bro Todd. What's up, Carl Laperouse? See Carl J. Laperouse, childhood friend. He was
Right on.
we were in the same band together. Drum and fool. A fool all around. I love me some Carl. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Hanging out with Todd.
Right on.
How do you want it, bro? What's your flavor? You want something happy, dark, sparse, moving?
I don't know. Like.
You want me to just come up with something and just go from there?
Just to like some rhythm. Let me warm my throat. That sounds like yes.
Just came to my head.
How about if I just speak something?
As you wish.
No, with the music though.
Yeah.
I have to try to remember the words to these things. Here, I've got some right here.
I'm gonna pull the energy back.
got-
I get happy too quick.
Here, hang on. I have one I've actually been trying to get somebody to record. I've got a great melody for it, but it's a good poem.
Oh, these are lyrics. Oh, fantastic, bro.
Yeah, this is a good poem. I wrote this when I started the studio in 2015, but I'm not going to try to put any melody to it. Okay.
So you want to play us something?
How about? Let me see if I can remember the chords. C, G, D. Those are the basic rock chords, right?
Is that right so far?
Yeah, just slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, but okay, so it's
like-
these chords, right? And then is it this chord?
Let's go.
C, D, C, G, D.
Let me just get my ear.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to play it. Just let me get my ear.
No, I want you to show me.
It'd be like this.
Like Marshall Tucker?
Wait.
Yes, I got you. Marshall Tucker. So-
Okay, there you go. So we'll go C. What is that?
D, C, G.
D, C, G.
Yeah. Got you, brother.
Yeah, let's just try it. And I'll just speak it. Anyone out there, I thought a feminine voice would be great for this song, but I'm not going to try to sing it. I'm just going to speak it. Okay?
All right.
All right, ready? So go through it once, and then I'll come in on the second one. D, C, G. D, C, G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'll come in the next one. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I found the 0 point, ain't no tightrope. It's miles and miles wide. All been tried, face inside, won't be denied. So fire is burning, now hope's turning, past believing to knowing. 'Cause hope just marks the ground between faith and doubt.
What that woman been doing to me? Can't you see? Lord, can't you see? What that woman been doing to me?
Goddess, gods, sons, daughters of the many moons, not one. Living in this spaceless time, timeless space, I'm not done. Loving myself, finding my power, I'm lighting the way. And as wisdom comes near, ain't fighting dark, shining light, soul spark is always fear.
If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains should crumble to the sea, they would only be you and me.
Living intuitive, no longer blind, discerning my life. I'm running to my fears, liberation's nearly here, perfect paradox. Salvation's in the lies, whys and why nots.
Oh dear Lord, come on.
Death conquered demons lay down in love, angels release always return. Living to love, loving to live, empowered by this peace. I am holy and whole. I am holy and whole. Hallowed be my name.
Come on now.
I am soul. And the human is the hero. That was fun. You wanna keep going? That was a good medley. Is
That
what
was
they call
kind of magical, bro.
Yeah, it's-
Bro ham.
it? Yeah. That was a good medley.
Let's do another, a nuddin.
Yeah. I got another one right here.
All right, give me the style you want, my brother.
Use the same chords and
Same idea. I'm fine with that.
maybe go a little, yeah, and you might, well, just do what you did before.
Sure.
I'll pick up on it. We'll figure it out.
You want it slower?
Keep going, you're good. Just a little bit. What else to do? I've tried it all, to thine own self be true. I'm not staying for what they're saying. The next spell they're selling, trying to bribe and anesthetize the angels of my soul. I've been pride of the tribe, but possessed and occupied. I've been devil to my soul. I've been homeless, holy and whole. I found divinity is in me. I found divinity is me. It's not a sin to be me, I can just be. Now I'm free, fearless and free.
Gonna take a freight train down the station lot. I don't care where it goes. Gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. Gonna jump up, nobody gonna know. Can't you see, Lord, can't you see what that woman, that's metaphorical for any life situation, has been done to me? See, can't you see, dear Lord, can't you see what that woman has been doing to me?
Forgive me my mother, sister, father, and brother. Forgive me my child, stranger, friend, and lover. See what you see, the past let go of me, it's letting go of you now. This is where we are, not where we're gonna be. Yesterday's song, same old tired day, it's gone, it's what we let it be. A burden's wasted, blessings chased. Shadows grace, finally facing death, no last breath, sons and sisters, setting like the many suns. No more forgetting, impossible, not possible, but actual, factual, holographic, apocalyptic. There is no antithesis, cosmic synthesis, put parenthesis around the words, I am a soul. Mystical circumstance, no chance happenstance, nothing catastrophic, cryptic to mystic, opening eyes, seeing through mysteries. Don't think our history is having run crisp at our knees, trying to hold the light down in you and me, that's right. Dark energy filled the end of our yin-yang universe. It's no disgrace, been fooled now, we retake this holy place. It lay there just beyond the lies. Time to face anything, anyone keeping us divided. They tried, but they can't hide it. The only Independence Day that means anything is the one that takes place from the spirit, heart, and mind. We're our own salvation, divine demonstration, no matter the station of our lives. Freedom applies to every kind, and just remember nobody can gain freedom unless all included and all are invited. Sacred stride, cadence of a soul, called in lies, governments, religions all fallen. Pick up the pieces and increase the peace of the cool, still waters of the common soul.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are smooth.
The only Independence Day that means anything is the one that takes place from the spirit, heart, and mind. We are our own salvation, divine demonstration, no matter the station of our lives. Freedom applies to every kind. And just remember, nobody can gain freedom unless all included, all invited.
Everybody.
Sacred stride, cadence of a soul calling. Lies, governments, religions all falling. Pick up the pieces and increase the peace of the cool, still waters of the common soul. It's not to believe. It's not what you think. It's always what you know. Halo from the hood, homegrown. My battery's dead. You see, this is the spontaneity thing that we got to keep going. That was a blast, man. It was an absolute, total blast. We're going to have to do that again. My brother Aaron said you're welcome at his house anytime to come over and do a show and record.
Love it. I'm
All right,
awesome,
man.
that.
Yeah, man.
Bro, that was awesome, dude.
Right, man. It's the first time in many.
And so you only been 4 hours away. So that highway goes both ways. So.
Man, I saw that bathtub with the water in it. I think I'm driving the whole 4 hours. I'm going.
You get there in about 3:20.
Yeah, it don't matter. What time is it?
No, I mean 3 hours and 20 minutes.
No,
You ain't no 4 hours.
I'll be driving the speed limit. So it'll be about 4 hours, yeah. I don't know. Either that or I'll stop somewhere on the way.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
know you got a place to stay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a place to stay with 4 wheels on it.
Well, there you go. So what did you tell me that was broken? You said something about a lock.
Yeah.
What lock? To the door?
No. It's just in the storage area.
Oh, because your stuff's in there.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Nice to meet you, beautiful,
Light.
sexy human beings. Nice to meet you, sexy human beings. Thank you.
I'm going to get back to Arkansas tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to start broadcasting again on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we're 4 hours away. And we figured something out tonight. We'll bring more people to the party, add more frequencies. The next thing you know, we'll have a 5D.
Jamboree.
You can't call it a band.
A gumbo.
A gumbo.
A gumbo.
We'll have a 5D gumbo.
Everything's in it. Let me ask you this, bro. What's this thing you got right here going on? Come on,
That's
what's
a
that?
multi-streamer.
I know, but is that something that, who's providing that? Is it a
Restream.
software restream?
There's
Is it something I
several.
can do so I don't have to sit here and post?
Yes, that's what I was telling you. Yeah, you can do that, and I'll show you. And you can actually use. I don't know if you can use XSplit, but you can use OBS. So that's what I'm checking into.
Okay.
So we'll talk more about the technical stuff.
All right.
And you help me get some equipment together. We'll do a little collaboration, more collaborations, and
Yeah.
I'll help you with this. We'll help each other. That's what we
Love
do,
it,
man.
Love it.
It's all about co-creation and collaboration. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm going to play something on the way out, Lavender Soul, of course. Actually, no, I'm going to play some Allie Wallace. This 21-year-old girl wrote this song, and she recorded it at the University of Memphis. It's crazy good. Allie Wallace, check it out. I'll see you guys on the flip. Keith Anthony Blanchard, Todd Medina, Sology One Studios. YouTube, look up Sology One Studios. Yes, is that right?
Told you what to do. Okay. That's already there.
Some Allie Wallace.
Right on.
I don't know anymore. My mind and soul, they fight the war. Lost my faith in myself and everything else. Yet I'm so afraid to lose it all. I guess I'd rather try than die not knowing. I guess I'd rather fight than give up hoping that maybe you would find the courage to grow with me. All I want is you, nothing but you. This won't work unless you want me to fight for me, dear. That's all I ask of you. So go ahead and reel me in again. Love me good and make me feel something. Promise me you'll never let me go. Go ahead and break my heart again. If she flirts, she's more than just a friend. Fool me twice, I guess this one's on me. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like me. I don't know anymore. I ask myself, what is this for? I wanna say that you're worth all the pain, but I don't know tomorrow. I just know today. I guess I'd rather try than die not knowing. I guess I'd rather fight than give up hoping that maybe you and I can make it some way somehow. But maybe it is best to give up hoping, suffer through the pain of losing you, knowing there's still so much of me that loves to So I'll go ahead and break your heart this time. In the end, at least it wasn't mine. Though this hurts me more than I can bear, I promise you you'll find somebody new. And I know I'll find somebody who will love me for exactly who I am. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like me. Oh, like me. You lied, I thought you were my friend, a thief who stole my innocence. I fought and lost, your heart was not the broken one. I tried to fight the fears that I had to hide, but in the end, I'll let myself be free. So I'll go ahead and love myself this time. Cut you off, get you out of my mind. The pain is dulled and I can finally breathe. I'll work on me and find somebody new, 'cause I know I'll find somebody who will love me for exactly who I am. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like I did.